Hey guys, welcome to another episode of TR's Corner. For today's story, I want to tell you a pretty funny one actually. It is a little gross, so you are forewarned. Um, but one time, my parents, my actually a good majority of my mom's side of the family, I think, was there for this. We went up to the Flamingo Hotel up at the Dells, and there was a water park, like not really a water park, but there was like water slide and things of that nature. Much smaller ones. Nothing like you would see. Like this place isn't the Wisconsin Dells, but it's nothing like you'd see at like Noah's Ark or Mount Olympus or things like that. Um, but we went there a lot. We got them for free for the longest time. We don't get to get them for free anymore, unfortunately. But there was a time and space and time where we were able to get in there for free for a while. And so took place around the time where we always went up there every once in a while, specifically around the summertime, to get in for free, just enjoy the pool and the water and the water slides and things that they had. The small pools. Just for us to enjoy ourselves up at the Dells, and we usually got like lunch or dinner afterward and things like that. So it was always a nice time whenever we always went up there. There we go. But the real story, where today's story that I want to tell you about today, where this all comes in, is there was a time where we were all getting ready to go for either lunch or dinner somewhere, and I got to tell you, after this event happened, none of us are really that hungry. I got to say, after we saw what we just saw here, that I'm going to explain to you. So there was a changing room after we all got. So everything was said and done. Enjoyed the Flamingo Hotel for the day. The pool and the water slide, and there was this big bucket thing that would fall down every once in a while, and you can get splashed by the water that this bucket would fill up with, and things like that. For those who've been there, you know what I'm talking about. There's this giant bucket thing that fills up with water. It dumps down. It's like a huge waterfall of water that comes down. A lot of fun. But yeah, the story came in though when we were changing. I was changed. My cousin was changed. I think my brother was in the middle of getting changed when this happened. We were changing into our street clothes. Some of my parents and one of my aunts, one of my uncles, and all of them were getting changed in a different changing room. Um, I think my mom was done though because she was here when this happened. In fact, she was the one that kind of forewarned me, of what was about to happen. So we were in this indoor pool. The changing room, believe it or not, is next to the indoor pool at the Flamingo Hotel. At least at the time it was, and they have an arcade above in case you want to go up to the arcade and play some games and stuff. But the real story comes in when these kids, uh, this uh, this family came in. They had some pretty young kids, and my mother said, "Tom," she whispered this to me because she didn't want the people next to the on the other side of the pool hearing this because they clearly didn't see what we saw in this pool. That or they just didn't care. My mom whispered over to me. She said, "Tom, whatever you do not touch the water in the pool. Don't get in it. Don't touch it. Don't let me know if it's cold or warm. Whatever you do not get close to this pool. Stay in this dry area over here. Do not touch this water." And the reason why, because when I looked over the pool, somebody pooped in the pool. And I'm not making this up. Somebody literally pooped in the pool. And it wasn't just one little turd or two little turds. I'm talking there was multiple turds floating around in this pool. To make matters worse, if you look closely, the water was tinted yellow, so meaning that somebody peed in this pool as well. So I hope they clean this pool because on this very day when this happened, this was not a pretty picture to see. So clearly, this family had no idea that there was poop and pee in this pool, as their children and themselves jump in and enjoy it as if it didn't existed. So we were, waiting for all the rest of our family to change in the changing rooms, and we were watching and kind of laughing to ourselves. And believe me, we laughed much harder as soon as we left. And this family was completely oblivious by the fact that they were swimming in a pool of pee and poop. Um, we were kind of just laughing to ourselves. Specifically, my cousin, he had a really hard time holding this in. And yeah, this family was swimming in this pool. And what was worse was I think this is the worst part. This is the part where I had a very hard time not laughing. Um, One of the kids, used the turds as one of the turds as a football. He was kicking it around in the pool like a football, and I'm like, what is this kid doing? Is he aware that that's actually a turd? And it's just like, my God. And yeah, he was kicking around in the pool, and oh, it was bad. It was almost insulting to see this happen. It's like I don't know whether I feel sorry for these people or I just want to laugh. It's just like, how does he not know that that is a human turd in the pool and he's using it as a football? It's like he's throwing it, he's kicking it. It was so gross. So yeah, that's today's story. It was very gross. We were laughing very hard as soon as we left the indoor pool area. My whole family was changed, and a lot of them were just kind of laughing to themselves as they saw this. It was pretty ridiculous. So yeah, that's today's story, guys. Let me know if you liked it down below. If you've said a story that's this ridiculous before, feel free to talk about it down below. Because this is a very ridiculous story, I think, for from what I've experienced. Yeah, really ridiculous story. If there's a pool with pee and poop in it, please don't swim in it. It's not very sanitary. It's not good for your health. And clearly, this family didn't get the memo when it comes to that. So I will see you guys here for a future video.